Good morning, everyone. It's very sinusy Sunday. We are going to start with God's love is deeply in me. Everybody sing along, we know this. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. We always start our service with an opening prayer. Father, Mother God, we are blessed today to be here together on this special time of year. We know your presence is with us always, and we celebrate the joy of the season and are in gratitude for all our many blessings, for life, love, peace, harmony, family, and friends on this beautiful fall morning at Unity Burbank Center for Spiritual Awareness. We also honor all beings of God around the world, whether it be in a church, a synagogue, a temple, or a mosque, where we affirm that the abiding principle is the light and love of God, and so it is. Amen. Well, we always have announcements, and this morning we'll be, first of all, turn off your cell phone if you have a cell phone. Somebody's reaching. Okay, yeah. So we are currently videotaping and live streaming this service so we can welcome our online brothers and sisters into our sanctuary to share God's message and grace. I think there are a few new people here this morning, so you should have received a welcome package when you came in. If not, feel free to find out with our ushers in the back. They will be giving you to you. With your packet is our connection card. By filling out the card, you help us shape the programming and workshops that we offer here at our center. For our first-time attendees, please return your card to Bob. Thank you, Bob. And then he afterwards will give you a special gift. Next Sunday, November 10th, Michelle Hubbard will be speaking, and she will continue leading our exploration of our November theme, Expressing Gratitude. After service today at 12:30, Reverend John Washington will be leading a 2-hour Unity Basics class. Everyone is welcome to come. The cost is $15. The next Saturday, November 9th, at 11 a.m., a celebration of life service for Reverend Sheila will be held here in the sanctuary. Reverend Sheila was minister here for better than part of 22 years. Everyone is welcome to attend. Sunday, November 24th, will be our annual Thanksgiving potluck luncheon. Ooh. A sign-up sheet is in the back, and Aixa is our organizer for that event. Our prayer partner this morning is not with us, but I'm one of two, so I will be in the back if anyone is available after the service for anyone who would like personal prayer support. We invite you to join us today and every Sunday after service when we have a time of fellowship with snacks provided by generous volunteers. Today's treats are being provided by Jim DeLacy. The food provider always gets an applause. Okay, and since this is the first Sunday in November, we're saying that we're going to have celebration of November birthdays. Does anyone in this group have a birthday in November, please? Well, okay then. That's the first time I've not had someone. We can make it up. All right, well, okay, we will continue on then. So if you're in your program, you will see our opening statement. It follows as the basic principle of our unity belief, which please join me as we read it together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in our
support you, your feet flat on the floor, hands open. And let's breathe one breath together, in and out. And one more time. Here are some words from Daily Word for November on gratitude. As I embrace gratitude, I am filled with an awareness of greatness. It might be tempting to think we need items and events to be grateful for before we can feel genuine gratitude. However, Unity Minister Eric Butterworth suggested that it is possible to experience the feeling without needing a supportive reason to be grateful. He said, just feel it, adding that as we simply allow ourselves to feel gratitude, the flow of intelligence, love, peace, and power come through us. The peace of gratitude, Butterworth, he explained, gets us into a fullness of greatness consciousness. And he says this, as I generate gratitude, it lifts my heart, quickens my mind and body, and centers me in the flow of good that is present everywhere. So let us take those thoughts about gratitude into the silence. Slowly bring your consciousness back into the room as we sing together the Hallelujah.
Your sovereign hand will be mine. keep my eyes above the waves. When the oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. Call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail.
Wow, that was just fabulous. Thank you, Chloe, and also thank you our pianist this morning. She's a wonderful friend of mine, Lori Donato. I've known her for a long, long time. And her sister is with her today. Kind of helped with passing the music back and forth. Well, that's a hard job, I would think. Well, this morning, it's my great pleasure to introduce our speaker. Who said Our speaker today brings a wealth of personal, philosophical, legal, and business experience to every congregant he serves. He obtained his practitioner and ministerial licenses, gaining both working knowledge and a mystical perspective of religious philosophical thought. He is a speaker, a writer, a new thought visionary, who is always looking for new ways to express our oneness with Spirit. Please join me in a warm unity birthday welcome for Reverend Greg Dorst speaking on a metastrategy for a metaphysician. It's not easy to say.
Well, you can thank me for making all this so hard to read. Thank you, Reverend Barbara. Oh, so let's see, this is working, isn't it? It is.
Yes.
Oh, man. Well, first of all, I want to just say how much you moved me, Chloe. Your voice is... Your voice is just so magnificent, and there was such depth in that song. I mean, I could listen to you all day. Come on back. So, I love this statement of unity, this statement of oneness. So I want you to say it with me. There's only one thing.
There's only one thing.
It may look like more than one thing.
It may look like more than one thing.
It may feel like more than one thing.
It may feel like more than one thing.
But it's only one thing.
But it's only one thing.
Expressing as you.
Expressing as you.
Expressing as me.
Expressing as me.
And everything we see.
And everything we see.
So that's kind of a metaphysician's credo. You know, I mean, I wrote that some time ago when I wanted a call and response from the audience that was really true to form with what it is that we believe in these rooms. You know, that God is expressing through each of us at all times, that we have that creative resource inside of us to create what it is that we'd like to see, what it is that we'd like to feel, what it is that we'd like to experience in this life. So the greatness of this philosophical teaching, of this religion, if you will, of this science, is that everybody can use it. You know, it's just such a magnificent thing to be steeped in something that you've grown so accustomed to that you become it. So I love the reading this morning. I love the reading. Who did the reading? You did Eric Butterworth, our good friend Eric Butterworth. You know, and Eric has this idea that we should be feeling the gratitude around life so that we can interpret what it is that's going on around us in a way that is filled with love and light and life. What we're asked in this month, though, is to go one step further. And I love this idea. we're asked to not only feel it, but we're asked to express it. So this month we're expressing gratitude. I mean, to me, that's moving just a step beyond what it is that we're feeling. I mean, not only am I pleased to feel such gratitude around the people I meet, the places I go, the songs I hear, the truths that I read and hear, but I am now so excited about it that I express it. I mean, I give it away to other people. I always say this too, that consciousness is catchy. I mean, what that means is that you kind of have a bit of a responsibility if you want to see the world become a better place. We say, through some of our great teachers, that we must be the peace that we want to see. Yes, we must be the joy that we want to feel. We must express the love that we want to receive. And we know that is the law of circulation. We absolutely love the idea that what we give, we shall receive. And if you're going to be a metaphysician, and that's a big word, Barbara, I know it's a big word. If you're going to be a metaphysician, then you not only have to understand this concept, but you live it. You live it. And there's a beauty in living it too, because you feel included. You feel a part of. You never feel the victim again. You never have to feel the victim again. Because you are the cutting edge of what it is that you experience. I mean, you bring about your experience. I have a magnificent friend. She's a reverend and she's a terrific person. I love her very, very much. And she has been in some pain around relationships for the last few months. And during this time change, she decided to see if she could make a change herself, to change her life a bit. And she said this morning that what she wanted to change was that she didn't want to feel hurt anymore. She didn't want to feel the feeling of hurt inside of herself that she was receiving from other people. And immediately, I went to this idea that that's perception. That's interpretation. I haven't said this to her yet, but we're going to have a conversation later on as this day moves forward around gratitude for being able to understand and control her own perception of life, to bring about something new and different for herself. If she doesn't want to feel hurt anymore, she doesn't have to. She's not the victim of that. This is within her control to change those types of things. And so we believe that as we think, so shall we be. It is done unto us as we believe. I mean, those are metaphysical ideas. So for my sister in consciousness, the beautiful Reverend I've been talking about, I have a quote, and it's from Rumi, and it goes like this. Moonlight floods the sky from horizon to horizon. How much it can fill your room depends on its windows. Moonlight floods the whole sky from horizon to horizon. It is always there. The love and caring and gracious joy of this life is always there. But how much of it you can have depends on your windows. And so that takes kind of an interesting attitude adjustment if we're not feeling gratitude. I mean, there's the feeling that Eric Butterworth is talking about. He's talking about how we can feel grateful for what it is that we have in life, what it is that we see in life, how it is that we relate to life. And that's a great thing. But sometimes it's difficult. I mean, how grateful can you be when you're in pain? How grateful can you be when you're suffering? I mean, this is what's happening to my friend. How grateful can you be when some of the things that you see around you and you hear and you feel aren't the way you want them to be? I mean, where's gratitude then? Gratitude, according to Ernest Holmes, is just a quarter turn of the screw away. A quarter turn of the screw from where you are to where you want to be will create a completely different world for you. 1 minute you can feel in the dumps, and the next you hear you get the love of a child, or you hug somebody you care about. You hear a song that just blows you away, and your entire attitude has changed. So one of the things I love about expressing gratitude is that we have these things called mirror neurons. Science tells us that when you have some sort of an emotional event that allows you to feel such that it shows on your physical person, I see that and I relate. My mirror neurons tell me that this is an emotion that we can share. And so I start to feel the same way. Now, what that means is that if you start to tear up when you're engaged in a conversation around something that really means something to you, then I start to tear up too. What it means is that when I see a smile on your face, I start to smile too. You know, you walk down the street and you have a smile on your face, and people tend to notice that. I've had people say to me, "Why are you smiling?" And I say, "Why not? Why not?" You know? So these mirror neurons are fabulous. You know, and this is the science behind consciousness is catchy. You know, it's a wonderful thing to be able to show how you feel inside, knowing that it is driving a higher consciousness. So what I say is that if I get a chance to stand up here and talk about some of these things, and sometimes I just want to do an old-fashioned sermon, you know? I just want to talk about climbing that mountain, you know? Climbing the steps to the top of that mountain. But for me, as a metaphysician, the top of that mountain is not necessarily where I'm going to find something. It is where I'm going to reveal my own consciousness, my higher self. You know, that space where I can feel the gratitude, where I know the joy, where I'm aligning with Spirit. Thomas Troward said that there are 7 qualities of God that we can and should recognize in each and every one of us. And that's the love, life, power, peace, beauty, and joy. Those are the qualities of God that we can express at all times. Those are the qualities of God that are at the top of the mountain. Those are the steps we take to get there, recognizing that this is what God is. And at depth, this is what we are. Each step is a realization, one more realization of who we truly are. So, you know, down at the bottom of those steps, though, down at the bottom of that mountain, there's kind of a lower consciousness. You know, it's that place where I can grovel a little bit. You know, I can feel the hurt, and I can point the finger at people, and I can say, "Why is it that you treated me this way? How did this happen? And how come I'm such a victim all the time?" I mean, that's my lower self. That's that place where I'm still creating, but I'm creating something that is negative for me. I'm creating something that I really, truly don't want to experience. And like my friend, she's had so much of that she's through with it, and she just wants to let it go. We're going to talk about climbing the mountain. We're going to talk about each step this afternoon. We're going to talk about what it takes to get to that place where that higher self, that shining light of God, is always there, is always felt, is always a part of us. I mean, I love the idea that I can be there if I just take the steps to move into it. This is not something that's bestowed upon me. It's not something that you've granted me. This is something that I can do, and I can do it anytime I want to. Let's take healing, for instance. You know, you probably know the same people I do. There are many people that I meet, even people in this teaching, who would much rather spend their time talking about the illness and how much they're suffering than moving into that place of healing by recognizing their perfection, by recognizing themselves and having gratitude for the things that they have. I'll give you an example, because I'm one of those once in a while. You know, this knee, when I climb the mountain, because I go hiking, when I do climb that mountain, I got to put a knee brace on it, you know. I got to put a knee brace on it, and the reason for that is that it hurts when I start to do those kinds of things for an extended period of time. And I could curse the pain, and I could curse the suffering. I could say, God, you know, this condition is such that I really do not enjoy a moment of my hiking. Now what good is that? But I hear that kind of thing with life. It's not just hiking, it's every day. You know, I'm having a bad day. prefer to bless this knee, to love this knee into a state of healing presence, and thank it for having given me the opportunity at all to do the things that I do every day. To be able to stand up here in front of you, to be able to walk from place to place, to climb that mountain, to become aligned with things that I like to do. Because I need to get there sometimes. I need to do things sometimes that require me moving around, and this knee graces me with that opportunity. Now here's the thing. If I want this knee to heal, if I want this knee to heal such that I don't need that knee brace anymore, I can't be telling it how much it's making me suffer. Seriously. I mean, now I can have that suffering, and the knee says, yeah, sure, I'll do that for you. I'll give you suffering, I'll give you pain, I'll give you difficulty. If that's what you want to talk about, that's what we'll do. If that's what you want to feel, that's what you'll get. I prefer to spend my time talking about how magnificent this knee is. I need to love my knee. And you know, when I bring that knee up to my lips and kiss it, it's quite a stretch, by the way. It's a lot harder than it used to be. I'm loving my knee into health. I'm thanking it for bringing me to places that I have never been. I'm thanking it for giving me an opportunity just to climb that mountain, physically and even metaphorically. So, this idea of a metastrategy is gratitude in a nutshell. I mean, I think meta, by the way, means beyond. And so beyond just a regular old strategy is, in my book, gratitude. Gratitude is that. But even beyond that, a meta-strategy is expressing that gratitude. Bringing that gratitude out into the world so that other people can share what it is that we have. So I imagine Chloe has always been grateful for her voice. And she could have been so grateful for her voice that she sings in the shower, sings in her room, sings behind closed doors, maybe alone when she's out on a walk. But she expresses her gratitude by coming and singing for us, you see. By coming and singing for us, she's expressing her gratitude. Because if she was just singing in her own room, I wouldn't have had tears streaming down my face when she sang that song. As a minister, if I were just praying in my own room, if I were just bringing a consciousness to my space alone, and not bringing it to the rest of the world, not praying with the rest of the world, not expressing out loud, then I would just be depriving the entire world of this consciousness, which is so healing, so loving, so life-giving. None of us can deprive the world of what it is that we are. We must give it for this world to change. We must give our gratitude, our love, our compassion, our goodness for this world to make a shift. We're always on that precipice. Is it going to go this way or is it going to go that way? Could my friend see her life differently? Absolutely. She prefers right now to be in that other space. Can we shift her? Absolutely we can. In fact, if she was sitting in that chair right over there right now, she would be shifted already. This is the value of opening up the doors to a place of worship like this. And when I say worship, I'm talking about worshiping the truth, that you are in charge of your life. And God provides you the power to do that. Now, isn't that cool? I mean, this is not like saying, oh God, please don't strike me dead today. I mean, what this is about is God has provided us with the power, the resources, the goodness, the energy to do this. So, you're the face of God. Karen Drucker sings that. You are the face of God. You are. God expressing through you. You personalize God for me. You allow me to have gratitude for spirit. You allow me to have gratitude for life. And I'm so grateful for the day. Can you believe how magnificent it is out there today? I mean, it is just absolutely gorgeous. And icing on the cake is to spend this morning with you. It's just been absolutely wonderful. They told me that I had to finish by 2. Is that okay? No, it's time for me to sit down so more really good stuff can be revealed. So thank you so much for allowing a meta-strategy this morning, the expression of gratitude in our lives. Just give it away if you will. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If you know this one, sing it along. Don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of all of the darkness there inside you, makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Show me a smile, and don't be unhappy. Can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, then call me up, because you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. That's my tip.
Cheering on here. Lori's sister is your name? Trisha. They were great. I mean, I was just glued to it. And she's going to be one of our favorite singers here at this church. Already is. I've heard her twice now. And both times I was here. And I go, wow, she is G-O-O-D, G-O-D. God good. Okay, let's see. In your program, we have a weekly affirmation today for Reverend Greg. Let us read it together. My life is filled with an abundance of goodness, and so it is. So I'll ask for someone to bring forward the prayer box. We have a prayer box here that's kept over on the table over there. And anytime you want to put a request in it, just please fill out the form and put it in there. And we're praying here for 30 days on these names in here. If you have not put something in there, just remember for yourself or for someone else The prayer is already there. The healing is already there. The truth is already there. And so we just know that for each one here, the names placed in the box and those spoken this morning, they are surrounded by the love and light of God, filling their every need. And so it is. Also, I would like to say again, maybe for the first time today, let's keep in our prayers all the people who have fought the fires, who've been in the fires, have had all those problems. And it's overwhelming, isn't it? We feel the feeling for those people and the animals and everything. So let's just, again, just say for yourself just a second, we pray for all the people who are suffering now from the fires, for anything else that's going on in their life. We know that God is there for you at this very moment, and so it is. Did we rub our hands together? I guess we did too.
We did.
Now is our opportunity to give and receive. We're also very pleased to have you all here this morning to be with us, and special people who I haven't seen for a long, long time are here, and they've just celebrated the 90th birthday. And tell us, stand up. Tell us your name again. What is your, Jackie, what's her name?
Joy and Jack Burns.
Joy and Jack Burns. I've known him from a big church in Glendale since the 70s, and we're blessed to have him. They're good friends of these two lovely people. And they had a party, and they're going to have a party. A 90th birthday. They already had it. Oh, I wasn't there. I didn't know her then. I would have come with somebody else. But anyway, it's wonderful that we're here with us today. Drop by anytime you'd like. I'd love to have you with us. I didn't know you were here. I'm here every Sunday. I'm not doing this every Sunday. I do it one Sunday a month. We have other folks here also, like Christine and Jimmy, and there's 4 of us or 5 of us, depending on the number of Sundays in the month. So now is our opportunity to give and receive. Repeat with me, if you would. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Let's sing the song, God is so good.
Praise God.
taking a deep breath and releasing it, knowing that God is present right here and right now, moving in, around, and through us, bringing the gratitude that we feel and know and express to the rest of the world. What a meta-strategy it is to bring our love out to the rest of the world, so not only they feel it, but they start to emanate it themselves. Their mirror neurons start to feel what you feel, and then they give it to someone who needs it as much as you did when you got it. And so this whole thing goes round and round. This whole thing is unified in ways that we just absolutely, magnificently recognize today. And so it's with great thanksgiving that I know that our time together, this time we've spent together, has been just fabulous. I know that we go home and we have a magnificent day, and we awake and move forward tomorrow and begin our work week with great joy and gratitude for life itself. I release these words into the law of mind, knowing that they're already done. And please join me by saying, and so it is.